What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's health minister says COVID cases could peak at 200,000 new cases a day, or one diagnosis for every 120 people in Taiwan. Officials say we're still weeks away from those kinds of numbers. On Monday, there were about 18,000 new cases, and officials were struggling to implement a new online contact tracing system. As Eric Liu reports, there are concerns that many people are not following protocol.
Taiwan's new online contact tracing scheme is off to a rocky start. Starting on Sunday, confirmed COVID-19 patients get a text message from the government. They're supposed to fill out their personal information and recent close contacts, but half of them aren't doing it.
很多人会觉得这个可能是这个诈骗。到系统之后，它会让你填入你的身份证号码的或居留证号码的后6码来做身份的验证。
Authorities say the system is still new and things will improve.
运作成熟，那一定会减轻很大的一个负担。拜托，所有在未来有接到这样的在做 PCR 检测的时候，能够把这个电话填写正确来。
Despite the large number of cases, the government is trying to relax restrictions to minimize disruptions to daily life and businesses. But they warn that the onslaught of new infections will continue and will most likely peak only in the second half of May. Rick Yi and Eric Liu for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan could use a purchase of mobile artillery rocket systems from the United States known as HIMARS to replace a delayed delivery of another type of artillery. A deal for 11 HIMARS multiple rocket launchers was announced back in 2020, and the cost of the purchase has already been included in this year's budget. Washington last year agreed to sell Taiwan 40 Paladin self-propelled howitzers for an estimated $750 million. It was the first arms deal for Taiwan agreed under President Joe Biden. The first batch of Paladins was supposed to be delivered next year, but this has been delayed to 2026 because U.S. support for Ukraine has caused a production bottleneck. Taiwan is finally entering the space race. It is preparing to launch its first domestically made space rocket on Wednesday morning. The original Tuesday launch date was pushed back due to poor weather. Rick Liu is at the launch site in a small town in the southern county of Pingdong to find out more.
We're here in Zhuhai. It's a remote part of southwestern Taiwan, often known as Taiwan's Area 51. And it's from here that Taiwan will launch its first domestically produced space rocket. The HTT-P3A sounding rocket will travel upwards into the stratosphere for about 10 to 12 kilometers before deploying parachutes and drifting back down into the sea nearby. Taiwan's Rocket Research Center hoped to test the rocket's propellant systems, autonomous navigation, flight control, and other systems. Taiwan is already a global leader in high technologies, particularly sophisticated semiconductors. President Tsai Ing-wen sees space technology as the next frontier, pledging nearly $1 billion into space technology in the next few years. And this rocket behind me is the first step in reaching towards the stars.
Taiwan's commuters faced a headache for the long Labor Day weekend as railway workers protested on the streets of Taipei. Their labor union is fighting against a government plan to corporatize the Taiwan Railways Administration. TaiwanPlus reporter Bing Wang went to the demonstration to find out why.
Railway workers chanting in the streets of Taiwan's capital, Taipei, angry about the government's plan to corporatize the Taiwan Railways Administration, or the TRA. Over 90% of TRA workers took the day off, causing mass train suspensions across the country.
我认为说你要让台铁产业工会参与营运管理的会议，也就是未来很多台铁的营运管理的会议里面，你要让工会的成员参加，而不是台铁局自己说了算。
今天的游行是非法的，没有经过许可。
The city's police followed the rally and attempted to shut down the protest. The TRA employs over 15,000 people and moves some 200,000 passengers a day. After 2 deadly train accidents in 2018 and 2021, the government hopes corporatizing the TRA will further prevent calamities. The railway workers agree systemic changes must be made, but their union says they were not consulted about the plan and worry their benefits could be cut. The transportation minister who oversees the TRA hopes to reach a compromise with the union.
我期待的是一个大家对于 公司化这件事情一个理性的讨论，所以我还是会全力以赴。
But the government's assurances haven't done much to appease the workers.
Hundreds of thousands of commuters were inconvenienced by the railway strikes over the long Labor Day weekend, many of them having to come to bus terminals like these to find alternative transportation.
Government officials hope to keep things running smoothly as they meet again with protesting railway workers. But if the meetings bear no fruit, the Railway Workers Union has said they will continue going on strike during other public holidays, causing more disruptions in train services. Klein Wang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan has finally reopened an Alpine highway that was closed for 13 years for repair work. But cars jammed up the southern Cross Island Highway over the weekend. The highway was brought to a virtual standstill with a 5-kilometer-long traffic jam of commuters taking advantage of the long weekend to try out the refurbished road. Many were eager to see spectacular views from the mountaintop, which is more than 2,700 meters above sea level. The highway connects the southern city of Kaohsiung to Taidong County on the east coast and meanders through Taiwan's central mountain range. The highway shut in 2009 after around 140 kilometers of the road was severely damaged by a typhoon. Taipei played host to the Asia Pride Games this weekend, the largest LGBTQ sports event in the region this year. Reporter Rick Glaret was there.
This is Mahjong, a traditional Chinese board game. It is just one of the 12 competitions being played at the inaugural Asia Pride Games, a regional LGBTQ sports event hosted by Taiwan this year.
因为我其实平常没什么在打，然后所以其实可以进到16强，就觉得已经蛮晒的了，对，然后就觉得就平常心玩这样，
很放松，很放松，因为就不太会压抑自己平常对外人对你的看法。
Over the weekend, more than 2,500 Taiwanese and international athletes competed in sports ranging from swimming to bowling, dodgeball to badminton.
While LGBTQ people might feel judged because of their sexuality or gender identity in wider society, here at the Asia Pride Games, only their sporting prowess will be judged. The organisers hope the event will bring more visibility to the regional community, as well as diversify Taiwan's LGBTQ calendar.
Taiwan is one of the most LGBTQ-friendly places in the region. It was the first country in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage and regularly hosts one of the largest pride events in the world. These games are the largest LGBTQ sporting event in Asia this year. The Gay Games, often dubbed the LGBTQ Olympics, were set to take place in Hong Kong, but have been postponed to 2023 because of the pandemic. Taiwan itself is in the middle of the biggest outbreak since the COVID-19 pandemic began. But as the country moves from a COVID-0 approach to living with the virus, the event has gone ahead largely unscathed.
选手也都蛮配合的啦，就是下场的比赛的时候可以拿下口罩，一上场就戴口罩。然后再来就是我昨天有看到几个项目，像那个健美，我们有一个健美的比赛，那比较特别、比较感动是有非二元性别的人参加。
This year's theme is Stick Together. And after a difficult couple of years, particularly for minority communities like this one, to hold these games is a most welcome rainbow, despite a storm. Karma Xu, Piper Yu, Yu Jing Huang, and Rick Lowett for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's men's recurve bow team is now ranked #1 in the world. A gold medal finish at last week's Archery World Cup in Turkey pushed them from 5th in the world to #1 in the latest rankings. They surpassed the previous #1 team, South Korea, which is now ranked #2. The Taiwanese team is led by Captain Tang Zhijun. The gold medal performance at the World Cup was a strong finish for the team, which had not competed in an Archery World Cup since 2019. Earlier in the week, the Taiwan women's team bagged the bronze medal in the recurve bow team event in Turkey. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today, we'll leave you with images of a rare late snowfall on Yushan, or Jade Mountain, the highest mountain in Taiwan. According to the Central Weather Bureau, this is only the 5th time the peak has seen a May snowfall since 1990. I'm Erika. Take care and see you next time.